Hey guys, welcome to episode 5 of Nerd Echo. I am Saberspark. Joining me this evening is Hirasashi,
Hello.
Jaxblade,
Ooh, yeah.
and Paleo.
Hello, I'm here again.
Everyone. Alright, so this week the episode is going to be about our worst Cartoon Network shows. Just things that we didn't really care for. Cartoons, live action stuff. I was actually, I already made the video for it. Well, I'm in the process of making it. And when I did my research, I was like, there's a lot of bad stuff on this network that I forgot about.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
I wanted to open it up to you all, just chat about what shows y'all didn't care for, so go for it.
Well, there's so many shows that you have to realize. Like, there are a lot of shows on there that you're just like, when we think of Cartoon Network, we're like, this channel can do no wrong. But then it's like, oh,
They've done wrong.
They've definitely done wrong.
like Uncle Grandpa. And there's just stuff like that where it's just, it doesn't match the quality of what we've known and loved. Like, there are some shows you go back and look at and you're like, okay, that was, I enjoyed it as a kid, but going back watching it as an adult, like Cow and Chicken was like, I mean,
Cow and
what were they
Chicken,
smoking?
like, visually was kind of cool, but I did not care for the story of the characters or the writing, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
By the way, when you say Cartoon Network shows, do you mean like just their originals or also acquired shows?
Well, it's weird because some of their acquired programming they pushed really hard. Like, they're doing that with Teen Titans Go right now.
Right.
So we can talk about the acquired stuff, though.
yeah.
You know,
I wanted to go back to Uncle Grandpa because I know Jax mentioned that, but the funny thing is that even though I don't really care for the show that much, I don't think it's the worst.
yeah.
But I actually liked the pilot when I saw it. Like the pilot came out like around the same time I saw the pilots for Adventure Time and regular show, and I saw the pilot for Uncle Grandpa, and the pilot I thought was hilarious. So I don't know what happened with the change. Maybe just I didn't find it that funny anymore, or what?
Well, I think the thing is, like, with the... Well, for me personally, I know I'm in the... Well, actually, I'm not sure where I stand on this, but I thought Cartoon Network, when it had the Cartoon City, was doing really well until they added, like, a few new shows. Like, me personally, I didn't care for My Gym Partner's a Monkey and what was it?
Camp
Lazlo. Yeah, I did not care for those shows. Those, to me, are when it started to go a bit downhill, and then they started adding live action shows, and I was just like, okay, it's called Cartoon Network, it's not supposed to have live action, so like that started taking it downhill. And then they have like they had that time where it was like, okay, we got some gems and Chowder and
Flapjack,
yeah.
Flapjack, of course, that's great. But then other stuff, like what was out around 2010 that was besides Adventure Time? Adventure Time, that's when they hit.
Yeah. Like around 2009, 2009 to 2010. I think I'm trying to see where the era of CN Real, because
that was around that time, and also that's when they were starting to push like the Canadian acquired programming. So, like, I mean, not starting at that time, but it was kind of around that, at least like the midpoint at the end of that era, because that was like Total Drama Island, 16.
Oh yeah,
Johnny
they had a
Yeah.
ton of acquired programming
George
during
the
that
Jungle,
time.
things
Yeah.
like that.
Regular show was in 2010, right? September.
Yeah, 2010.
Yeah,
like
that was around.
so, yeah, pretty much Adventure Time and regular show came in 2010, and like
And helped things out.
yeah, and so like, well, CN Real, we're not doing it anymore because I'm looking at the article here. CN Real launched in June 17th of 2009. And it ended in early 2010, so it didn't even last a year.
Yeah, it felt pretty hard.
Yeah. There were a lot of shows like that, though. They have where you go. I think there are some shows that are just sort of forgettable when I think about it, because there was this one show, like I think called
That you're forgetting.
it's like Squirrel Boy or something.
Yeah,
Squirrel
That
Boy.
was-
Yeah.
It was just like, it's forgettable. Like, I can't even like say I don't remember anything too much about it. I remember certain shows like what was it, Class of 3000, when they had Andre 3000 on there.
That was
Yeah.
weird
And
because
then,
I live close to Atlanta, and Cartoon Network is in Atlanta. So they're like talking about like, it's funny because the rich kid's like, I'm from Buckhead. I'm like, no one else is gonna get that joke besides people from Georgia.
Buckhead, where's Buckhead?
Exactly. Like if someone said I'm from like Queens or something, or I'm from like Manhattan, like they get that because New York is so universal, even to like I don't know,
Yeah.
international
I
stage.
mean, even LA areas, people kind of know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when people say like Glendale or whatever.
Yeah. Versus
Yeah.
Buckhead. And I'm like, no one's gonna get that, dude.
You
Yeah.
want to know what show is so forgettable on like a monumental scale because it was so aggressively average?
What?
Is
What?
freaking Hi Puffy Yumi Yumi.
Oh, you mean the Teen Titans singers, right? And they had their own show.
Yeah.
I tried to like that show.
I did too. Yeah. It's
Then
okay. That is what that show is.
whatever happened to that robot show?
Oh, what
Stop.
happened to Robot?
Oh my god.
Oh my god! Did I make a joke? Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Yeah, you did make a joke.
Robot Jones was interesting because he initially had a robot voice, and then they gave him like a human voice, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, why did they do that? Do you know?
I don't know. I missed the robot voice. It's called Robot Jones. Why would you give him a human voice? Give him a robot voice. Oh,
Yeah.
there was Robot Boy or Robo Boy. That was acquired, I believe.
What
Oh
is
yeah,
that?
it was.
I don't
Yeah,
even know what that is.
I never watched it.
One of the kids on the show was like a miniature G-rated version of Eric Cartman, like. With like kind of stocky red hair, you talk like this kind of thing. Better than that voice, but still, like there was a lot of experiments during that time in the choir programming.
Like, what was that show with the Asian girl, Juniper or something?
Juniper Lee.
Yeah, was
Yeah.
that any good?
I've seen
I have no
exactly
idea.
0 episodes of that show, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
It
it came out during that time when I wasn't watching TV really.
I watched it. It was average. Like there was that weird like I think Kim Possible kind of had something to do with that where you saw things like Juniper Lee and Totally Spies and like we're girls and boys are a thing still, but we got powers. Like even My Life as a Teenage Robot is a little bit guilty of that because like I've been rewatching that show and just for the record I get it, like, the teenage girl's a stereotype and you can play with it and they certainly do with like the boy stuff, but I don't know, that trope gets tired or gets kind of boring really quickly.
Yeah, that was one show back when, I know we're talking about Cartoon Network, even though that was on Nickelodeon, that was one show I was just kind of indifferent on as a kid. And then, Cartoon Network, I mean, say what you want about the Ben 10 franchise. I mean, I personally never got into the Ben 10 series, and there are people who are like legions of fans towards it, but like, I gotta respect the fact they can go on that long or something.
Yeah, I didn't realize it started in 2005. I was like, holy crap.
Like, just been rebooted.
People,
Yeah.
I never mention it really in my videos, and people are like, what do you got against Ben 10? I'm like, I don't know, I don't have anything to say about it, because it's just,
Yeah.
it was
Right,
a show.
Yeah, people our age didn't really grow up with it.
It's interesting when it's like a show that was just on Cartoon Network and you're like, whatever, and you just assume everyone else is like, whatever to it, and then you find out there's legions of fans to it. The show I'm talking about in specific is Kids Next Door. I
Yeah.
do not know people with that in
People got angry at me for that one
show.
too. Yeah. It's a good show.
It is. The
It was
ending
like
was
just past my time, I guess. I
see,
don't know. It came out in 2002, so I should have. I was only like 11. Never mind. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't get into it like everyone else.
I think it had to deal with because like Kids Next Door. The thing about Great Kid Next Door, because remember when Cartoon Network they would have a bunch of pilots for like various like shows they would show. They were
Yeah.
like, oh, this is like there was a pilot that didn't get picked up called Bag Boy about a guy who's like a superhero who like is a bagger guy, and that never got picked up. But like Kids Next Door and like Billy and Mandy and all those things, it's like we saw them back in like 2001, 2002.
Yeah, like Sheep in the Big City was one of those. So was Robot Jones and Megas XLR.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all had those pilots, and then people had to like vote on them, I guess.
And see, Kids Next Door
Yeah.
like got picked up, and they like did a lot of work with that. I think the thing with Kids Next Door is some episodes are just like forgettable, but then there are some things like the villains are just like memorable. Like, how am I supposed to make my cake and stuff like that.
Because I think there was a movie where like Dad became a temporary ally because Granddad was like the ultimate bad guy. I think.
Yeah, that was like the second finale because that was he came back because I just watched this like earlier this year. So basically, Granddad was like the ultimate evil, and they were talking about how like they made this whole statement that, oh yeah, kids are actually like from another planet. They're not supposed to grow up or something. It got weird like later on. I was like, it got really weird later on, but it was interesting. The ending to that series was very like heartwarming though. Like I was like,
well, number one,
Dropping the
his
magic.
father was the original founder of K&D, I believe, right?
number 0.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was the one who like helped them save the day, and then he was like, okay, I don't want anyone to remember that I was this agent, and I can't go back to being this, badass agent because I'm your father. I need to take care of you like that. So that was great. And they even acknowledged that in the finale.
There was a wonderful Star Wars episode where they have like bicycles and they ride their bikes into the principal like office inside the school, and because the objective is they need because the school building itself was moving, I believe, and the 5th graders, and the middle schools were behind it, and they have these like advanced like bikes, like motorbikes, and then the kids from the kindergartners all the way up to like the 5th graders were riding their bikes towards the school, and the objective is shoot a tennis ball gun and hit the principal's door, and he'll get pissed off, and everything comes collapsing. It was like a complete thing about like the Battle of Yavin from Star Wars Episode 4. It was great.
Yeah, it was really
So,
good.
I don't mean to like completely change the topic,
Go for it.
but as far as like talking about bad cartoons
Yeah.
and forgettable cartoons, so I was looking down the list here and I found this cartoon I have never heard of.
What?
Called Sunday Pants. It came out in 2005 and it only had 11 episodes, but only the first 5 episodes ever aired.
Oh, that's a bad sign.
Yeah. It was also the first Cartoon Network original series to be rated TV PG since Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Yeah, it came out in 2005. And like it says it's like an anthology series. I have never heard of this. This is like one of the first Cartoon Network shows I've never heard of. I'm not sure why I'd never heard of it.
Oh boy, you
boat.
want to know what else is? It's not even forgettable because it's actually that bad.
What?
It's the Problem Solvers.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, that's not forgettable at all.
Bad.
Oh, God.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Right. It is like literally like all pure colors. It is so disgusting.
It's obnoxious.
Yeah.
It's
Like leaving out what.
It overwhelms you.
Right.
But we haven't mentioned a big elephant in the room. Well, since they're getting a 4th person now, the freaking Powerpuff Girls reboot, like that is just completely.
Wait, are they like maintaining that new character?
I don't know. It's part of like a 5-episode special, which is
5
technically
episodes?
Yeah, it's just like a TV movie or whatever.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Not
What?
me.
Making it seem like this new Powerpuff Girl is going to be like a permanent cast member. It's not going to be like, Bunny or the Squirrel or freaking when they had all those defunct Powerpuff Girls in that one episode where they were selling Powerpuff Girls in the original series. They're making it seem like this is a new character who's come to stay. They're like the Green Ranger of the Powerpuff Girls or
Because
something like
technically,
that.
like, there's a Tumblr post by Bug-Eyed Freaks who you follow, Paleo. I
Yeah.
should probably follow that person too. But like, she was alluding that there's been technically 3 members on the team, not including the Powerpuff Girls. So, the Squirrel, Bunny, and are they including the Professor? Because he was Powerpuff and he joined them for a bit, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. He was a Powerpuff Girl at one point.
So this is nothing new. Like, it's so stupid, and I think this is like a gasp for air from the channel, from the show. It's like, because somebody, I saw a post where it's like, this is just them trying to stir up some kind of controversy or trying to do something to build, like, smack some pans. Oh, ding, 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 we're still alive. And,
yeah, I was just looking at a thread earlier talking about the Powerpuff Girls. Is like after this, will we ever get like another iteration or something? Because there's technically been 4 iterations. Because there's been the first one, Powerpuff Girls Z, the Dance Pen special, and then the reboot. As far as like different iterations of the way the Powerpuff Girls looks.
you have to be some kind of special to fuck up something this bad.
Yeah, but people were saying like if it ever did come back again, after this reboot is over, that they should give it to Ian Jones Cordy, because the way OKKO is, I feel like he would do it justice.
I need to catch up with OKKO. I've watched like the first like 5 episodes, and they're pretty good.
Yeah. Pretty good
Yeah.
show.
But about bad shows, all right. So, did you guys ever watch something called Secret Mountain Fort Awesome or something?
Man, that was dumb as hell.
That was a
That
really
was
bad show.
stupid. That was awful. Oh my god. Oh, don't give me flashbacks.
Yeah, it was offensive to the eyes in a different way from like problem solvers.
Yeah.
Problem solvers just looked terrible, and the animation was terrible. This is just like,
Grotesque.
yeah, grotesque.
let's have a
Really good.
Butt
Really
Man.
good. Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's have a butt monster. Like he'll be a main character.
Dude,
Whatever the
everywhere. Yeah.
I don't get it.
Weird.
Like, I think I was talking to you about this, Paleo, about, like, I talked about this to, I spoke to this, wow, let me start over. I spoke to Laura about this tonight, where I never really cared for poop or butt or fart humor when I was a kid, and I could appreciate the occasional, like, crude joke if it's well placed, but, like, just over-the-top crude jokes to me are not funny. And
Yeah.
that's what Secret Mountain Fort Awesome was. It's an onslaught of like butts and underwear and pimples and burps.
Yeah, and he's the creator said that a lot of the inspiration from it was from like Garbage Pail Kids, which I always thought were terrible.
I guess.
So
I mean, like, and here's the my point is like, as of right now, I don't think mainstream wise that stuff survives. Or it does.
yeah, it really doesn't.
But on YouTube, you get those YouTube kid videos where it's a bunch of poopy butt fart, shot needle bug videos. So
Yeah,
is there something we're missing here? Like, maybe they missed the mark currently.
it seems like it's like a very specific age group that stuff appeals to.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, like a very specific, like only like 2 years out of your life that stuff is funny.
Very small window of opportunity here. I never liked it. And I watched a few episodes just because I try to watch episodes when I make a video about something, of course. And it was painful. Like, because so Powerpuff Girls 2016 was number 1 on my list. Just terrible. I watched Problem Solvers, watched a few episodes of that. It was obnoxious. And like y'all have said, it's sensory overload with like the colors. It's like I'm gonna have a seizure, and I don't even have epilepsy. And then Secret Mountain Fort Awesome was just obnoxious in the sense of like, because I was like, maybe it has good writing, maybe it's a hidden gem. You can't judge a book by its cover. No, you absolutely can in this case, because it was really bad. Because I was just had a stone cold face the entire time, and I was like, I think I'm almost done watching this. Also, speaking of shows that are completely boring, Almost Naked Animals. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
What even?
Yeah, I only saw that like air on like in the middle of the day, and whenever it was on, I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
It's bad.
Almost.
It's about some like animals that have a hotel or something, and they're.
Is that the one where the dog had tan lines?
Yeah. They all have like.
God, I
different
remember
lines.
that.
Again, like gross character designs. It was unappealing to the eyes, and
Was that an acquired show?
yes, it was.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
don't care. I think
So
it's dumb.
speaking of acquired shows, Johnny Test.
That's also on my list. Johnny Test
Yeah,
is a ripoff of Dexter's Lab,
pretty much. Yeah.
and
Hmm.
it's like, okay, so there's a certain there's a certain moment in my list where things start going from being like terrible, or from like kind of bad to terrible to like completely just absolute garbage. And Johnny Test, like, I wouldn't call it terrible. Like, it shouldn't take the place of the good shows on Cartoon Network because he pushed it pretty hard. But
Yeah.
the writing isn't that clever. The animation's really like just computery flash, or whatever it was.
Yeah, its tweening is like very, very obvious. Like it's better when you can like hide tweening. Like in certain shows that use like puppet animations,
Yeah.
like Rick and Morty uses like puppet animations, and it looks great.
It's fantastic.
So,
There's nothing that like it's
Yeah.
like gonna win an award for like. There's certain shows that the animation serves as a place for excellent writing if you can do it. Like Bob's Burgers
Yeah.
isn't like
Yeah.
is
yeah, that's also puppet animated.
there you go. Like it's got brilliant writing and great characters, but you're not like don't have to draw something like magnificent from like a Disney film or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like home movies as well. Home movies wasn't like.
Yeah, I like home movies.
Yeah, that's funny because that voice actor was in both of those shows too.
Yeah, he was
He's also
Coach
an archer.
McGurk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time.
He's
So,
just-
so that all being said, oh, by the way, I'm not sure y'all knew this. Problem Solvers was originally pitched for Adult Swim.
Really?
Really?
They were like,
I don't think it would do any better there.
no,
No, I wouldn't.
I mean, the only thing that could have possibly maybe helped it is Adult Swim's kind of got that weird vibe going on where it's like not super traditional. Because I mean, what 12-ounce Mouse kind of had its thing there for a little bit, and
Yeah, it only had like 6 episodes though.
but 6 is better than
Better than nothing.
Yeah. And then there was a Perfect Hair Forever, and that.
Oh
was
no, it
really
didn't have
good.
6 episodes. It had
Perfect
20
Hair
episodes.
Forever. Holy crap!
Yeah. Just please bend over table. And then you know what? Go back to shows that they messed up. Like they took some properties. Like I was with my niece the other day, and we saw on Cartoon Network they had that Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball show, and that show is just it's just like it to me. It's just like they are trying so hard. Like, first off, I don't get why they're back in high school. Like, because Finn Rider, isn't he like a 20-year-old man? And so was his girlfriend. They're like a reporter in this, but for some reason, all of them are like aged down to go back to high school.
Wait. Who? What did you say the character's name was?
Which one did I say? Did I say?
Did you say Flynn Rider, like from
Did I
Tangled?
say
Like
Tangled?
from Tangled?
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs.
Whatever. The guy. What? Flint Lockwood.
Flint Lockwood.
Flint Lockwood. Because
Both of their names start with an F.
No, because I was thinking of the Mr. T voice, like Flint Lockwood. Yours
Yeah,
an
yeah.
agonizer, whatever. So, but yeah, that show was not good. And then that Mighty Magosaurus show, I think it's for some people. Like, I know kids who love that show, but to me, I'm just like, this is very bland. It's just, I don't see the point of it. It's too fast paced.
Mm-hmm.
Also, to correct myself earlier, yeah, there's 20 episodes of 12 Ounce Mouse, not 6. I'm not sure why I was thinking there was only like 6 episodes. Maybe they only like aired 6. I don't know.
Yeah. They aired a lot.
We haven't really talked about the live action stuff. I mean, we brought it up for a moment, but I rewatched some of the episodes of like Destroy, Build, Destroy, and of Dude, What Would Happen.
It's so obvious that in the live action shows that they were like, okay, what can we make that is incredibly cheap?
Yeah, very cheap. Definitely, there was that weird era of television for a bit, where like, and it's funny because I don't know exactly what was the source of it, but like, because MXC, Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, they existed on Spike before that trend really picked up. But I remember there was that weird era of like, actually, you know what? Mythbusters, they're the ones behind it. Shows like that started to spin off because of like, it's television shows where it's like you do experiments or big like crazy stuff in like the middle of a field to see what would happen.
Yeah.
Hence,
Right.
Dude, What Would Happen, or Destroy, Build, Destroyed. And the shows
Sent
themselves...
a text with in the caveman times.
No. There was an episode where on Dude, What Would Happen, that a boat race a car. And here's the thing about Do What Would Happen and Destroy, Build, Destroyed, is they aren't terrible shows. I think they would actually, like, these are shows that should have been around, like, on Nickelodeon back in the, like,
Yeah,
the
for
90s,
sure.
where like you get a querky host,
Like Wild and Crazy Kids. or
yeah,
something
exactly.
Like
yeah, where it's like, can these kids slime ball a 200-foot away target? Something like that. It's not, but
Get Pink Boy on there.
But on Cartoon Network, no, it didn't work. And the show has bad editing, where like during the boat and car race, like they, 3, 2, 1, go, and they show like 3 seconds of driving with the boat in the car, and they cut back to a person going, "We were ahead," and then it shows the racing, and then it goes back to somebody else. It goes back to racing, goes back to somebody else. I'm like, just show me the goddamn race. That's all I... It was pretty bad.
Has that America's Got Talent problem. Like, just show me the performance, please.
Yeah. So I mean, because my list, I start off with like Do What Would Happen, and Destroy, Build, Destroy, because I kind of put them in the same category, in the same like.
Yeah.
And they aren't like offensive like problem solvers, but I think what makes me so critical about them is they were replacing cartoon shows at the time, and and how Cartoon Network's pushing it, and the shows themselves aren't that great. Like they're so average.
Yeah, like I said, you can tell they're cheap.
Yes, they were very cheap.
Yeah.
Speaking of cheap, Out of Jimmy's Head.
Oh my God.
Have you guys seen that?
Speaking of things that I completely forgot about, no.
Yeah.
They have a laugh track in
That was
show.
They have
the
that.
squirrels, right?
Yeah, the little squirrels, the crocodile, the pickle. The cartoon characters barely show up in the actual like TV.
How does it compare to Roger Rabbit?
Oh, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. Like, that's all I can say. It doesn't.
How does it compare to Space Jam?
Oh, Space Jam's superior. It was really bad. They had a laugh track where they were like putting in laughs, whereas like there wasn't even a joke. Like there's no joke. Why are you all laughing? Like they're in mid sentence. Yeah, so I went down to the store. What? Why? Why are you all laughing? That was pretty terrible. Oh, Annoying Orange.
Oh yeah! Oh my God!
Was that Cartoon Network original?
No, it was acquired. They picked it up
Okay.
from. It was a YouTube thing.
It doesn't matter. It's sin. That's what. It's just bad.
It was
Sid.
bad. I mean, I watched
Yeah.
one of the Cartoon Network commercials for it where they're like, come see Annoying Orange, and I'm like, this is terrible. Like they in the show they make puns that aren't even like puns. It's like you're just putting the word like orange in the middle of two other words or something. It doesn't make sense.
Disgraceful.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not proper punnage.
No, it's not. You know who else was on that show? Tobuscus was on that show. Like he used to he was.
Oh my
I
God.
remember that he was on that.
Ah, sweet Lord Almighty.
So, as far as the see and real stuff goes, they didn't stop trying after 2010 because they tried a couple other times in like 2012 because they had that show called Level Up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Where it's like a video game.
We'll do it right this time.
And they said like video like internet slang.
Yeah,
puns
it was so
and
cringy.
memes, and I was like, this is it. This is what's happening.
And the other thing that came out that year, and I had no idea who created it, and I'm surprised. Like, speaking of Nickelodeon earlier,
What?
Incredible Crew, which was like a sketch comedy show, was created by Nick Cannon
Oh,
for Cartoon Network.
but Nick Cannon also did Nick Cannon's Wild 'N Out, which was a ripoff of Who's Line. It was like
Oh my God.
a more urban version of Who's Line on MTV or whatever, and it was bad.
He still
Also,
does it.
What's that?
He still does that.
Are you
He has a
serious?
show. Yeah,
What?
he still does Wild
How
'N
does
Out.
this
He
man
still
still
does.
get paid? I don't understand.
Yeah, like a YouTuber would just recently, because he made a video like, oh, I'm going to be on season 4 of Wild 'N Out, and it's just like a rap battle where they like just do, like you said, Who's Line, but with MTV stuff. It's like, I don't know how it's still going on, but it's apparently is.
so what?
You might be right here. Oh my God, season 9.
Yeah, I told you.
What the
Is-
hell? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's still going.
Just go back to the Nick Cannon show on Snick. Like, that was good. It wasn't good, but it was like...
And he started off with all that, right?
Yeah, he was on all
Yeah.
of that. And then he had, like, back in early 2001, they had, like, Teen Nick, and they were like, there was Taina, there was the Nick Cannon show, there was that, but, like, I don't know. Well, why are we talking about Nickelodeon? It's Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Remember Zoe 101 and how she was around for like a little bit and then she got pregnant and it's like, well, never mind.
Yeah. Robot Chicken made a great thing about that. They were like, they were telling it's funny. They were telling Miley Cyrus this in the Robot Chicken skit, like, and if you ever end up like that Zoe 101 whore.
Oh,
So, one more thing about Incredible Crew. Something that I didn't realize until I was watching some panels is that Jeremy Shada, who is the voice of Finn the Human on Adventure Time, was starring in Incredible Crew. And I had no idea.
oh Lord.
Yeah,
Oh damn.
so weird.
Remember Nick News?
Oh my God, yeah, I do.
Yes, we do.
And then people were like, stop doing this, please.
Yeah, Nick News with Linda Ellerby. It was like Sunday night. You know,
Yeah.
Awful.
No. Oh, right, back to Cartoon Network.
Yeah, please.
Are there any like bad Adult Swim shows you remember, or are you
there's
doing
a
a separate
lot of
video for
bad-
that?
That's a bit more subjective, I think, because like I don't care for Squidbillies, but you like Squidbillies.
Yeah, I like Squidbillies. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't really care for Children's Hospital.
That was weird. I didn't care for that one either. I wasn't crazy over 12 Ounce Mouse, but I wasn't a fan of that.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force, you were kind of like, yeah.
It's
What are we
alright.
talking about?
Yeah, I love Aqua Teen Hunger Force. That's like one of my favorites.
One of my favorites.
It has its moments. I love Tim and Eric, awesome show. I like Super Jill is probably my favorite. I love Super Jill.
Yeah.
Yeah, Super Jail was really well done.
I would love a Super Jill to come back, but it won't.
It's like one of those things, like you said, like all the stuff, because like I know you guys love like Tim and Eric. To me, that's just like stupid. Like I know, like they were even talking about it on Double Toasted. Like I don't get this stuff, but it's just not my type of comedy. So with like Cartoon Network shows, I mean like Adult Swim shows, all those are subjective because it's just like it depends what type of like humor you have. Like there's just so absurd humor, but then there's humor that's like, okay, that's funny, even though with acting this way. And then there's shows that's just like, you know, the Boondocks. That's just like really well done until it got to the fourth season. It's just,
Well, not
Yeah.
everybody has the same taste, and that's fine, you know.
Yeah.
And that's why you kind of it's not a shotgun necessarily, but that's why you have take a broad approach to your programming. Like,
Yeah.
you want to try things out and see what works. So yeah.
Well, what you guys think of Evil Con Carne? Because Billy and Mandy was really good, but like people are mixed on Evil Con Carne. So what did you guys think of that?
I liked it.
Yeah, it was alright. I
There
didn't
was
really
an
watch
episode
it.
with Yogi Bear. Remember that?
Yeah, there was.
Yogi appeared in like Billy and Mandy and Rim and Evil a lot.
He appeared in the Flintstones too, because he was like, Fred Flintstone appeared in Billy and Mandy as like a crazy caveman. And it was funny though, because Yogi Bear was like all strung out, and he's just like, "Hey, give me that picnic basket, kid."
That's right. But there was actually the only time Family Guy like made me laugh in recent history was when the Simpsons Family Guy crossover and they went to court and Fred Flintstone's the one like proceeding.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
In my opinion, I think that whatever beer is better or Stone beer or whatever, because like that was a joke, Duff beer versus Paul Tuckett is Family Guy and whatever. I don't need to explain it. It's pretty obvious. I'm trying to think of some other shows on my list here. Let me look it up.
Yeah,
Well,
'cause I
like,
feel like we haven't
there's
mentioned some of them.
Well, there's like shows that you think, okay, like whatchamacallit, like the shows like Transformers animated, which I personally, it was one of those shows which had like a really odd character design, like a Spectacular Spider-Man, but the story was like good to it. Like the story actually had you captivated. Go, okay, that's good. I don't know why they had to go with that art style, but whatever. But then like there's so many shows you think of. Like what do you guys think of Generator Rex? You guys remember that?
Yeah, I like Generator Rex, and it's from the same people that did Ben 10, and honestly, I think it's like way better than Ben 10.
Yeah, Rex was like something I could keep watching, or like Symbiotic Titan.
I still need to
Yeah.
That was a great show.
By the way, Cramp Twins. I have the Cramp Twins on my list.
Oh.
So I watched it. It's so average, to the point where it's boring and not very likable. The character designs are very obtuse. They get those little squiggly lines around them. I don't really care for. It kind of like it messes with my eyes. Where I'm like, are they having a seizure or what? Like, why do they have squiggly lines surrounding them? It's not that great.
Yeah, that used to come on after Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the Fox box, because originally it was on the Fox box, and then they like put it on Cartoon Network, like with all these like they kept taking random shows from Kids WB and Fox Kids, or well, it turned into Fox Kids and Fox Box and 4Kids. They started taking shows from that, and they just started putting them on Cartoon Network to fill out some time frames and stuff like that. So yeah, I agree with you completely. Cramp Twins was not that great a show.
Nope.
Oh, yeah, another one that I thought was really weird is Hero 108.
Hero 108. Let me look that one up here.
Yeah, it looks very odd. It's a British, Taiwanese, Canadian like series.
What's it called again?
Hero 108.
Oh, is that the one with you know what's so weird? I watched this. No, I did not. No, I did not watch this. No, I did watch this. Hold up. Yeah, this one's odd. It's got really weird character designs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like it's like one of those shows to look at for like this is how you don't do character design because none of them are appealing.
yeah, they all look really. Eh. I like how the little girl has cleavage. It's like, really, guys? Just gonna sneak it on.
Ooh.
Chop Sock Suey? Do y'all remember that one?
Oh my god,
Oh
yeah,
my
with
god,
the chickens.
yes! Yes, I do!
I do not like their designs. I do not like looking at that show. The writing's not bad, but the show itself looks just awful. I really don't like it. Because they got lips. They got chicken lips.
Chop Saki Chooks, is that what they're called?
Chop Saki Chooks. Yeah, that's it.
Isn't that like offensive?
That's what I was saying. That sounds really like offensive. I was like, do you have to like censor that? Is this an advertiser-friendly video?
Wait, Chop Sock. Wait, how's the?
Chop Saki Chooks.
Chooks.
That's the name
Why
of
are
the
you
show.
saying it like that?
Is it supposed to be the offensive, like the C word for Asians? Is that what you're hinting at? Because
Like a combination between the C word and the G word for Asians.
good lord, man. I mean, they're trying to go for like chicks or whatever, but
Yeah.
it's not working out. Yeah, this show is again, it looks really weird. Like it's like we're chickens.
Ardaman was part of this? Oh, that makes sense with the way the lips are then.
I do not like the lips. I do not like them at all. I do not like this picture, Charlie. It offends me. No.
Wasn't that CGI Garfield on Cartoon Network?
Yeah, it was.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that show was.
Yeah, there's the CGI Garfield and Friends show that was not Garfield and Friends. It was called the Garfield Show. Yeah.
Oh lord.
Good at all. Like,
Yeah, it
they really
was
need some
terrible.
Garfield's voice. Like that show was so. First of all, okay, that show I watched a few episodes because I love Garfield as a kid, and the guy, like, I know you can't just mimic Garfield's voice. Like the original Garfield voice, like, was just something that it's like a rare voice, like a Patrick Warburton.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just mimic it. Like, you just can't mimic that sort of voice. So he tried, and the show was just not great at all. The show was terrible. That show was.
Yeah.
I really am not a fan of the show. They also had that Casper show too. The CGI Casper show.
There's
Like,
a
that came
Casper
on?
show?
What?
There was a Casper show that was CGI, and
Oh.
it premiered on Cartoon Network.
Casper
And,
the Cat.
Casper Scare School?
Yes, and he was friends with like a vampire and a witch, and there was like You guys remember the Casper movie with the big green ghost called Gabosh?
No.
Yeah.
A prequel. It was a prequel to Casper, the 1990 movie.
Yeah, I remember. I think I had the VHS for it.
Yeah, so he's like the teacher or the principal of that school, and Casper goes there all the time, and they're like all these monsters.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And the show is bad, but it's just.
Oh lord.
Bob.
Gross. Looks nasty.
That show was awful.
Ugh.
Ruby Gloom. It is not.
It is definitely not. Ruby Gloom's actually good.
Yeah, Ruby Gloom's actually really good.
Well, all right. Well, closing thoughts for this episode of the podcast before we shut things down.
I just got back and closing thoughts.
Cartoon Network has a lot of great shows, like, but when they were bad, they were really bad. I mean, like, the thing is, we all remember Cartoon Network for the great shows. Yeah, Dexter's Lab, Samurai Jack, Clone Wars 2003, like all iconic, shows, stuff like that. So, like, thank you for those ones, but the bad ones is just
Doesn't go away.
Yeah.
I
They can
agree.
just go and be forgotten.
Stay forgotten, please.
It's a bit more forgivable if, like, a bad show that's well made is much more forgivable than a bad show that's cheaply made, because that's just like, and not only is it offensive, but it's insulting as well. Where it's like, oh, this sucks. It looks awful, but oh my god, it only cost you this much to make it. Ugh. Like Johnny Depp kind of falls in that category. And it's like,
Yeah.
come on, guys, are we as viewers not worth it? Like, why are y'all cutting corners? And that's why, like, again, like, to piggyback on what you were saying, like, OKKO and Steven Universe and shows like that are, like, you know, hooray, got quality content. And, like, okay, regular show isn't anything fantastic as far as animation goes, but it's pleasing to the eyes. Like, the colors, the characters, it's smooth, it's good enough. You don't have to, like, knock it out of the park with some, like, complex, like, you know, gonna go around the character from every ankle shot.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like Super Jails. Like every opening is like amazing.
Super Jail's great. Oh my god.
Super Joe would be so offensive nowadays. Like,
Yes, it would.
Oh, God.
You know, it came out like how long ago did Super Jail come out?
Yeah.
Like probably 2007.
That was
really?
2008-ish.
Was it that?
It might have been 2008.
Because I remember I was in high school when Super Jail was out.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it's not even on this list. Wow.
It came out. Oh, first shown in 2000. Oh my god, I feel so old.
Yeah, 2007. Okay.
It feels like it came out like 5 years ago.
That would mean it came. No.
it kind of came out around, like, I consider, like, 2012 and 13 to be the years when, like, PC culture really started taking it up a notch.
Yeah, me too. I was thinking about that today.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was,
like political correct. I thought you meant like personal computer. I was like, what?
Microsoft finally got on board. No, like, it was weird because, like, I got out of college right before, like, online feminism. And for the record, guys, I'm a feminist. But, like, I'm talking about the obnoxious form of, like, feminism really arrived. And
Yeah.
And a lot of shows nowadays, like, I was telling you guys about this, so I'll share it with the viewers. I went to go see Space Jam. And by the way, this isn't a knock on feminism. This is just a knock on, I guess, censorship a bit. So I went to see Space Jam and this little local theater at midnight, and everybody in there was chipper and happy and probably drunk, and they were showing a bunch of goof videos before the actual movie, and one of it was this sketch comedy where it has, like, they're spoofing on the beginning of Space Jam with Michael Jordan and his father, where Michael Jordan's a kid shooting the basketball, and his dad's like, well, Michael, you can do whatever you like if you set your mind to it, and throws the ball back to Michael. Well, it was Adolf Hitler as a kid, with Adolf's dad saying, like, you can do whatever you set your mind to. And everyone in the audience was laughing their asses off. But then they cut it off. They turned it off, like, in mid video. I'm like, oh, come on. Like, and the thing is, it wasn't because...
So we can't make fun of Nazis?
That's the thing. It's like, come on, let's make fun of them. Like, we're laughing at them. Like, this isn't, like some white supremacist saying, guys, go, you know, do this. It's like, no, we're mocking him. Like, when you're mocking something becomes offensive like that, like, just for the idea behind it, not the content, not the context, that's a problem. So,
Yeah.
but that's
Totally agree.
not really relevant to our topic. So, sorry, I just wanted to mention that. I thought that was a bit dumb. And I'm like, aw, like, is making fun of Hitler, like, off the charts now because we can't say anything about Nazism? Oh, lame. It was hilarious because Hitler was like, his dad's like, son, you can do anything. He's like, I want to move to Germany. I want to take it over. And it's just funny. I'm like, this is so funny making fun of Space Jam like that. Because Michael Jordan was doing that where he's like, I want to go to the NBA, you know, go to North Carolina College or whatever, and I want to go play for the baseball. And his dad's like, no, that's a real sport. I'm like, shut up.
God. Oh.
Man. I can talk about that probably during the POS podcast about the Space Jam story.
Oh, yeah.
But, all right, guys, let's close it out. Thank you for joining me. Anything you all want to shout out before we close up shop?
No, just thank you for having me.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.
Cartoons are neat.
They are neat. Any videos from you guys coming out this week or any content y'all want to share?
I've got some 3 videos coming out. Jack Snacks video. So there we go. Some Tough Like the Tunes and Jack Snacks on my channel. So.
Are we? Is there any chance of us seeing any kind of Halloween-related videos coming up this year?
Oh yes, you'll be quite lucky to see those again. I actually got my costumes all ready because I'm going to be doing various 31 monsters I gotta go against. So I got
a bunch of costume suits to like match with what I'm doing this year, and I also got a green screen, so that's gonna be fun.
Nice.
Yes.
Paleo, what about you?
A bunch of movie reviews I'm trying to catch up on, and I'm going to try to do a certain bigger video. I always don't say what it is, just
Don't. Let's keep it a secret.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it a secret, but because I'm afraid if I say it, I'm just not gonna do it. So.
And to be courteous here, anything from you is gonna be chilling this week.
No.
Cool.
No, just chilling.
Cool.
I'm just chilling.
And Cedar Rapids. That was the city, right? Cedar Rapids or whatever?
Yeah.
Whatever Hitler said. All right, guys. Thank you for joining. See y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Peace out. Booyah.